Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Pro Wrestling Logic YouTube channel. Welcome to those of you who are new. This is the February 10th, 1979 edition of All Star Wrestling in review series. And loving 1979 because there's a lot of stars that we know in the 80s and early 90s who make debuts here, or at least are here during these early stages of the year, and things can kind of be built around Bruno Sammartino and Vince McMahon, obviously your announcers for the day. And, you know, McMahon interviews Bulldog Brower and Captain Lou Albano at ringside post-match during one of his matches. Greg Valentine with the Grand Wizard defeating Joe Mascara 607 with a back suplex after two elbow drops. Elbow drops seem to be a big thing for Valentine here in 1979. Amazing to me that something that simple can be a finish, and now we have guys that do 630 splashes and let's kick out at 1.5. It's sad to me how far the business has dropped. It's sad to me that guys and ladies have to take more risks for many times ungrateful fans who always want more, more, more. Anyway, takedown by Valentine, and Valentine sends the man to the outside, gets him tied up in the ropes, and actually gets him stuck pretty well. Enhancement talent selling very well the effects of being tied up in the ropes. Another thing that is a lost art. Getting a guy tied up in the ropes can be a stalling tactic for several minutes, but also can be a source for telling the story of future pain. Valentine tries to get his man down. A bit more brawling and combination of punches and forearms. Valentine, of course, second generation star, knows how to pace the match out very well. Back suplex and a couple of elbow drops and wins by Valentine. Valentine obviously goes on to become one of the more influential individuals in the area through the early 80s and through, well, probably 79, and actually, I would say even through the 80s and early 90s. But Valentine, a major force in the New York territory for quite a bit of time. Anyway, we move on to the next match. Fred Curry pinning Baron Mikel Cicluna 530 floor sunset flip from the apron back inside the ring. Curry, who does the majority of his stuff in the southern part of the country, including Texas, New Mexico, and the like, coming up here for a little bit. Deep shots by Cicluna. Cicluna almost kind of the tester, or one of them at the time in 1979. Punches and kicks, and after some deep arm drags by Curry, Curry comes back and does quite well for himself here. Curry eventually gets the sunset flip outside in and a victory. Known as Flying Fred Curry for the beautiful drop kick, which he eventually is able to utilize. Bulldog Bob Brower is basically promoted by Lou Albano next in the promo segment as having schizophrenia, being mentally unstable, having delusions, among other things, and is stomping around like he is a major force to be reckoned with here in the New England area. In any event, we move to Steve Travis defeating John Schmidt 434 with a backdrop and a splash. Steve Travis is a guy that eventually they put in the Rookie of the Year position, and the guy that they are trying to push pretty consistently. Not exactly a guy that hangs around for a whole bunch of time, but obviously Bulldog Bob Brown does a lot of punch kick stuff here, and eventually gets a quick victory. Obviously, Steve Travis, though, in his match ends up hooking up head scissors and very basic stuff. Again, having the rookie year mentality. Good-looking babyface. Almost reminds me kind of a youngish Tommy Rich or something of that nature around the same time. Not the same body type, but the same fire and energy of a Tommy Rich, only in the New York territory. A lot of punch kick, a lot of basic stuff, and Travis eventually gets the victory here. We move to the next in the series of matches. This is the going forward. Ivan Putski Tag team champions Gurria and Zbyszko defeating Stan Stasiak, Johnny Ross, and Mike Hall. 7:44 when Gurria pins Hall with a sunset flip after the bout. The winners are interviewed. Basically, the interview is just there to fill time, talking about Gurria and Zbyszko being, strong champions. Basically, talking about them being willing to take on all comers, etc., and so forth. But nothing really that needs to go out of the way. Zbyszko gets a couple of body locks along the way, real simple stuff. Zbyszko still pushed as a major guy here. Scicluna comes in, cinches up the arm on on his adversaries. A couple of times we see guy like Putski caught in the corner. Putski kind of is one of those back and forth talents that they kind of book in a weird way here on television. The sunset flip eventually, though, by Gurria gets the win for the tandem, and as mentioned, very basic interview. To close the show, we'll be back with more right after this.